this video, we're going to talk about gifting. And what you're looking at here is the first gift I ever got. So that was pretty exciting and jarring to my reality. A few things about gifting is, first of all, you want to find a place that's just off a path where you've seen a structure or some glyphs on the ground and you're pretty sure they're in the area. And then find a place that's secluded, that's close by that glyph or structure, where you think no one's going to be disturbing it or will find it. And chances are good they're watching you anyway, so they'll know where you've put your items. And then you just put down some things you think they might find interesting or that you enjoy. I'd heard that they liked marbles at this point, and they're colorful and pretty and fun. So I thought, I'm going to use those, plus they're environmentally sound. So that's what I did. I put some marbles down, and I did that quite often. But here I'm going to just give you some examples of different things that I did and what the results were so that you can see what happens. The other thing about gifting is you want to start that and continue it until you are ready to move it to another level. So you're ready to work with them in some way as a multidimensional. So people that aren't necessarily multidimensional have gifting spots that they continue to do for years and years, and they have fun doing it. But it doesn't go any farther than that. So here we are working for a bigger purpose, and we want that connection to come to a place where we're actually working together. So there's my first marble. You can see some goo on it. And that was pretty exciting. So all I could think of is they've actually touched this. So you'll see how this progresses as we go along and the different things that they do or they can do. Your situation might be completely different, but this just gives you some idea of what can happen. So I had put these 4 marbles out with a number 4 on the dice. The die, not the dice. And here they've turned it to number 3. You can see the dirt on it here. And they put 3 marbles there and obviously taken one. So they would take ones and then they would give ones back to me. So here I put down 6 marbles with the number 6. And here's what they did. So this is my letter L that I used to put down. So you can put down your initial in glyph form with sticks as a way to communicate with them, and they can play with that, move it around, add to it, etc. But this is what they did, and this die is now on number 2. Here's one that's on 3 marbles, number 3, and they've turned this over to the number 4. Here I've put some fake flowers in with 3 marbles and obviously the number 3. And here's what happened. The fake flowers got ripped up and they turned this over to the number 5, and there's still 3 marbles left there. And here's so there are many things that happened in between all of this. This just gives you a short cross section of things that can happen. So here I had a pyrite and 3 sort of crystals, diamond things here, and decided to put them on this leaf. And for some reason, this leaf must have gotten really old and older than it looks even here, and I decided to replace it with some oak leaves from my yard. I had a huge oak tree. It was about 80 feet tall, and I decided one day, I saw them on the ground, and I thought, oh, okay, let's try that. And they were gone. And they continued to take them. I continued to pile. So underneath here still the little gifts that were there, the pyrite and the crystals are underneath this pile. I just kept bringing the oak leaves and bringing the oak leaves, and they kept taking them over and over again. This went on for quite a while. There's another instance of when I put them down and they took them again. And here I decided to put something else. This is a pine, I wouldn't call it a branch, just a hunk of pine needles that I'd gotten when I'd been somewhere in the States. And it was all dried out, and I wanted to see whether they would take that as opposed to the oak leaves. And they didn't. They took only the oak leaves. So then we decided it was the consciousness of the oak tree they were after, because oak leaves are very leathery. They have a lot of tannin. They don't taste good. I don't know any animals that eat them. So they were very interested in these oak leaves. And here's another example of that. So I went here, I think it was there about midnight one night. We went back into this wetland sort of park, and I was there with my friend and put this down, number 4 marbles. Went back, no, actually heard something in the bush, went running over there. We weren't that far away, just a few feet, sitting on a bench, and the leaf had been moved out from underneath the marbles. So we just left that, went back and sat down, and I don't know, just probably a few seconds later, maybe 10, 20, 30, 40 seconds, and the leaf's completely gone. Also that night we had left them some carrots and some apples and a chocolate bar in the branches of the tree. And when I came back the next day, the apples had started being eaten, but that could have been by, there were rabbits and things around, it could have been by an animal or a raccoon or something. But this chocolate bar was completely, the wrapper was taken off, the paper wrapper, and this foil was unwrapped, opened, the chocolate bar taken out, and then folded up and put back. So no animal did that. They would have chewed right through this just to get to it. So that was pretty interesting. So these are just some of the things that can happen to get that relationship started. And yeah, use your imagination and do the things that make it fun for you. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video.